Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Lynn.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we are Create and Capture Life.
Yes, we are.
Thanks for trying.
Yep.
Welcome to week 23 of our 52 weeks to full-time RV life.
All right, so this is Minimalism Part 2.
We did a Minimalism 101 Part 1, and a lot of you asked for a Part 2. I will link Part 1 down below in case you haven't seen it. So we're going to continue on Part 2 of how to minimalize and to do it responsibly in 2020.
Yep.
But also, I'm going to answer a question. A lot of you asked about the book that we were talking about for logging where you've stayed on your campsites. This is the book that I was talking about. It's called The Ultimate RV Logbook, the most efficient way to record and reference your campsites as you travel.
That's the one. Look at it. Look at it.
And I will link it down below if you're interested in purchasing one. My daughter got me this one for Christmas. And so right here, I don't know if you can see, this is like log number 1. And it has things in here where you put the location, the GPS, how long you traveled, what kind of hookups, bathhouse amenities, management, what kind of scenery, what kind of maneuvering or parking you had to do, other parking notes, specific notes about, was there fire rings, what kind of shade is there, the site size, what was the weather like when you stayed, are there nearby sightseeing, nearby restaurants, grocery stores, what's the connectivity like, cell signal, and then other notes. And each one is like, each campground is 2 pages. And so you just keep going on, and you can do up to, let's see, you can do up to 52. So 1 a week. You can do 1 a week. So this would be good for a year.
Yeah.
Because you can, if you stay in 1 campsite a week, this is good for a year.
And if you stay at 1 campsite a month, well, you've got some time.
Right. There's also a maintenance log in the back for your RV. So you can put maintenance log, where you got the maintenance done, what they did, all those kind of things. So you can keep that track of that in here if you want to. There's also a reference index log by state, so you can make notes about each state that you go to in the back. Let's see what else is in here. You can there's a blank area for reference index log for other locations, so if you just want to make notes about other places that you need to remember. That's all in here. And it's about, I'd say it's about an 8.5 by 11 size, and it's not very thick. It's soft cover, and it's a really nice, I can't wait to use this. So
yeah.
A lot of you guys asked about this book, so I'm gonna, like I said, I'll link it down below if I can.
Here's one of the cool things that I like is right here. Let the camera focus. Your network connectivity, Sprint, Wi-Fi, AT&T, stuff like that. You can actually fill in the little bars there, and you can share that with people, or share, just so you remember.
Or on your, like if you're doing reviews, like on different sites, then
Yep.
you have all your notes right here.
Yeah.
Plus, if somebody's asking you, hey, did you stay somewhere? Where's the best place you stayed in California? And you can look at where you stayed in California or whatever. So this is, it's a pretty neat book, and I'm really excited to actually use it. So thank you, Ashlyn, for this gift.
Yep.
And like I said, I'll link it below.
Cool.
For you guys. So
on to minimalism.
Minimalism Part 2. We got a lot of feedback on Part 1. Thank you for that. So we're just going to continue on that. So number 1 in Part 2 is you can minimize your subscription services. So subscription boxes, if you, like I just forgot to, when I got the FabFitFun box last time, I didn't even like it the last 2 times. And then I said, oh, I'm going to cancel it. I forgot to cancel it. And then it came, and then I said I need to cancel it. And so what I ended up doing is, right then I stopped what I was doing and canceled it so that I wouldn't forget again. Because it's easy to forget. You don't get them every month, especially those, you get them every quarter, and then you forget, and then all of a sudden it shows up and you got charged $50 and you're like, oh, I forgot to cancel it. Streaming services that you don't use.
Yep.
Pay attention to those, look at what you're paying. and, you know, get rid of the ones that you're not truly using, or look at different plans, because a lot of times they'll change their plan and charge less money for what you're getting. But unless you call them and change it or go online and change it, you're still paying more than other people.
Yep.
Magazine subscriptions. I used to get tons of magazine subscriptions. I don't get any anymore because I can look things up online. If you like magazine subscriptions, my only suggestion would be don't throw those away, recycle them, give them to a library, give them to someone instead of throwing them in the trash.
Yeah, and a lot of people still like the physical magazines, but if it's not something you have to have, Kindles and Nooks and all those other kinds of devices are great, and you can get those subscriptions delivered right to that device, and usually for a fraction of the cost of the magazine subscription. Sometimes they're more expensive. I don't know why, but...
And a lot of times you get them earlier too. So if
Yeah.
you like the monthly subscription of a certain magazine or something, a lot of times the digital version comes out a little earlier than the paper edition.
So.
And then food services. This is another big one that we blew it on. We've tried Blue Apron. We've tried HelloFresh. We liked them both, but the problem is our schedules are so wonky that we're not always here at the same time. And so then if I'm cooking and he's not here, then he's eating leftovers later, or I don't feel like cooking because I'm just gonna have a banana for dinner because he's not here. And then Ryan's gonna eat whatever he wants, and then we don't cook. And so what we were finding is with Blue Apron and HelloFresh is that we threw a lot of them away.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm kind of embarrassed to say that. You pay for them up front, the food comes to your house. It's great if you cook them, but we would stack them up because we would end up on a crazy gig for a week and forget to stop the subscription for the week. And so yeah, we threw a lot of food away.
Yeah.
So don't just get those and collect them. If you're not using them, cancel them.
Yep. Stop giving away your money. Check those like auto debits and stuff like that. See what exactly is coming out of your account, because a lot of times you just don't realize it. And you have, like, you know, your $5 Apple Pay thing for your iCloud, and maybe you're also paying $15 a month for, like, you know, Box or Dropbox, and then maybe $5 or $10 a month also for Google Drive. Check all those things, because all of those little auto debits stack up to a good amount of money.
Yeah.
That could be going back, you know, staying in your account or going back into your pocket for something else, something better.
Yeah, and you're just giving away your money by not paying attention. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't actually look at they look on online banking and see how much money they have, see if they got paid. That's it.
But they don't ever check to see what's going out.
Yeah. And then a friend of mine who works at a bank said that there's one quick way to restart all your auto debits, and that is to cancel your debit card. She actually suggests that to a lot of people. If you have a lot of weird debits that come out of your account, cancel your debit card, and then when things get kicked back, you won't get charged, but you can say, oh, like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna re-up that one, and so you can continue that one with the new card, or if it's something you want to cancel anyway, then you just cancel it.
Yep.
So that is a quick way to stop all those nickel and diming that's happening to you.
Yep.
Number 3 is phone apps and iPad apps. So another way to minimalize your computer stuff is to get rid of apps you're not using. The apps you're not using take up space. The apps you're not, just like things take up space in your house and on your shelves and in your closets, those things take up space on your phones, on your iPads, your laptops. So if you're not using an app, like if you played a game once and you downloaded the app and then you've never played it again, delete the app.
You know, another one is the all of the restaurants and everybody else, like grocery store. Everybody has an app nowadays.
Everybody has an app.
So, you know, when you have your McDonald's and your KFC and your Chick-fil-A and your Chipotle.
They all have apps?
I know at least McDonald's, Chipotle.
I didn't even know that.
Who else? Burger King, I think, has an app.
I know Starbucks does.
Starbucks obviously has an app. Yeah, I really think they all have apps. They all want to take a little piece of your phone.
Yeah, so delete apps. And your photos on your phone, if you don't want to delete them, upload them to the cloud or back them up in another way and get them off your phone, but then you don't have to get rid of them.
Yep.
And then just free up space. So that when you're looking at your phone, it's not like on my iPhone, you know, you can have like 4 pages or 5 pages of just icons get rid of some of those. It declutters your mind a little bit.
Yeah. One other thing that I'm actually looking forward to is wires, chargers, cables, all that kinds of stuff. Yes, every device we have needs to charge. Everything, has its own cable. There's 10,000 different cables, USB-C, USB micro, lightning, all these different connectors and cables for every device that you have. Fortunately, nowadays, there's really only two. There's the micro USB, there's the lightning, actually, so there's three. There's the lightning cables and for most of your iPhones and iPads and all that other stuff. But even Apple is starting to switch everything to the USB-C, or I forget what Apple calls it. They have a different name for it. But it's the USB-C. And most devices are switching all to be that connector. So, and actually just recently saw a thing in Europe. I believe the European Union is requesting that all devices from now on are made with one connector. And I believe most of the manufacturers have decided that one connector will be USB-C.
And that is certain kinds of devices, but then you also have the AC adapters for all kinds of things.
Oh, yeah.
Your Dyson, your Roomba, I'm just thinking of
your computer,
all these different things that you have that for your cameras, your camera batteries, all these things. I can't tell you how many times I have picked up an adapter in this house and asked him, do we even own this thing anymore? And the answer is no.
Yeah.
Bye. You gotta get rid of it. He is a wire collector. We still have tons of them, but you need to go through them. If you have extension cords that don't work, or they are damaged in some way, they're kinked, or they're I just found one in our garage the other day when we were in the garage that had where the wires were showing. Get rid of those. There's no reason to keep them.
That's actually, especially with extension cords that you plug in, like those ones that you use for your Christmas lights and stuff like that. If you find a nick on or something like that where you can see the copper wire inside, that's actually really bad, because if you just happen to run your hand across that while it's plugged in, you can really hurt yourself.
Yeah. So, go through all of your wires, chargers, cables, and see which ones you really, really need.
Yep.
Declutter responsibly. That's just the other thing. Don't throw everything in the trash. A lot of people, I had a friend of mine last week who said, oh yeah, I've been watching your minimalist. You're so inspiring. I've been getting rid of all these things. And I asked, oh, are you donating it? What are you doing with these things? And she threw all the things away. Don't do that. Don't throw clothes in the trash. Donate them somewhere. Somebody can use them. Electronics, don't throw them in the trash. Take them to an electronic waste.
Or electronics recycling.
Or electronics recycling or something. Don't let them end up in a landfill somewhere.
Yeah.
Batteries, the same thing. If you have batteries that are used up, we have a huge bucket in the garage of batteries that are used up. E-waste those responsibly. Don't just throw them in the trash. Everything you throw in the trash ends up in a landfill. So think about it in those terms, that now you're gonna have clothes and computers and batteries, and they're all seeping things out of them into the environment that are not good. So just when you are getting rid of things, do it responsibly.
Yeah.
Shoes, there's a lot, you can search in your area for shoe drives, and there's a lot of schools and companies that do shoe drives for various reasons. Donate your shoes there. Blankets, a lot of Goodwills and things like that will no longer take blankets because of bed bugs and other things. So give them to an animal shelter. Most animal shelters are always looking for blankets. Give them to, if they're still in good shape and you see a homeless person, give them the blanket. Maybe they need it. Medicines, same thing. In our city, we have a expired medicine drop-off once a quarter, I think it is. But then someone was telling me that some drugstores like CVS and Walgreens have a bin there where you can take expired medicines and dump them there. Don't throw them down the toilet. Don't throw them in the garbage. Don't do that. And when you do that, when you do get rid of prescription medications, take the label off that has your name and your info on it and shred that up. Cut it up into little pieces or shred it, because it has a lot of information on it that you don't want people getting.
Yeah.
Books and magazines, same thing. Don't just throw them in the landfill. Recycle them. Donate them to libraries, schools, shelters, different things like that.
Yep. Cards, like playing cards.
Number 7.
Number 6.
Oh, number 6.
We weren't really numbering these.
Yeah, we were.
Really?
No, you skipped it.
Oh.
Number 6.
So, number 6, cards, board games, and puzzles. And cards being like, playing cards and stuff like that, as well as greeting cards and whatever else. So, just generic cards. So, actually, those are great things like for like cards, let's say. All of these, actually, senior centers, community centers, stuff like that. YMCAs, all that stuff. Anywhere where there's kids involved, as long as it's like, a decent kids game, not like, don't take Cards Against Humanity to the YMCA. That's probably not a good idea.
No.
But, apples to apples would be a good... Right? Yeah. I think apples to apples. I think apples to apples is okay, but Cards Against Humanity, no, not so much.
Not Cards Against Disney for sure. I played that one.
Definitely not Cards Against Disney. Don't take those to the YMCA, but take your other games and stuff like that to the YMCA. Take them to, like I said, senior centers will usually take your old greeting cards. So if you bought 500 Christmas cards,
not like ones with your pictures on them, but just like ones that you write in.
If you bought generic Christmas cards, take those to senior centers, because those folks will definitely use them. They'll either use them for arts and crafts, or they'll use them to actually fill them out the next year, and they'll send them out. So that's always good for those kinds of places.
And puzzles, the same thing. If you've finished a puzzle and now you have a cabinet full of puzzles that you're not going to do again, which we do a different Christmas puzzle every year, so I just had 6. We donated a very large bag with the 6 different Christmas puzzles and a bunch of greeting cards to our local senior center, and they were happy to get them.
Yeah.
Because they have a puzzle room, and when it comes around to the holiday season again, they'll put the holiday puzzles out, and they were very happy to get them. Yeah. So don't just throw them away, donate them somewhere.
Yep.
Number 7 is plasticware, Tupperware, and mismatched items of the like. So this used to be a problem for us all the time. We would buy Gladware, which is like the cheaper stuff from the grocery store. We had some Tupperware. We had various containers. And I got rid of every single one of them, bought one set of matching containers. I think it has 25 pieces of from little squares to circles to like a big square. They each have corresponding lids. They all match. They all nest inside of each other, and that's what we have now. We don't buy Gladware, we don't buy Ziploc stuff, we don't buy Tupperware. We got rid of all of it, and we have that one set. It's all the sizes we need. The lids all match. They all fit in one spot. And now we're not looking for lids or having bowls without lids or lids without bowls.
Yeah.
Or the cheap things that you can't, they don't do a good job anyway, that he can't put in his lunch. Like we would find out oh, sorry, Gladware doesn't go in your lunch because when you turn it sideways, it leaks. So just get rid of all those things. If you have Tupperware lids, find a Tupperware person, someone who sells Tupperware, and give those lids to them because they can, since Tupperware still has a lifetime guarantee on replacements, they can always use those.
Yep.
So don't just stack up plasticware. And then the same thing for forks, knives, and spoons that you buy, like the big box at Costco. You buy a big thing of forks, knives, and spoons. You got this giant box of all this plasticware. Don't just throw it out in the landfill. Use it up. If you're not going to use it up, donate it. Yeah. If it's still like in the little plastic bags and it's clean, donate it to kids clubs, things like that, where they need that stuff.
Yep. All right, number 8, big box shopping. So fruits, vegetables, canned goods, all that stuff. Are you really saving money by going to Costco, Sam's Club, and stuff like that? And that's for we're talking about fruits, vegetables, and stuff. Yeah. Where oranges, we love oranges, but when I buy oranges, if I buy oranges at Costco, I have to buy a huge box of 20 or 40 pounds of oranges. We never eat them before they go bad. Yeah, there's only a few things that we usually eat before it goes bad. One of the things that we eat a lot of here in our house is bananas. Bananas, for whatever reason, are always a go-to. Those are a great deal at Costco because you get a bundle of bananas and it's usually $1.80 or something like that.
Yeah, and we eat them.
So,
but we have thrown away more fruits and more vegetables because you think, oh great, look, there's this giant bag of frozen vegetables. It's only $6. It's only $7. Well, how much of the $7 are you going to throw away because you left it in the freezer and now it's gone bad?
Yeah. Or the fruit, like, you know, we get a big box of pears or a big box of peaches or something like that, big box of apples. Well, I mean, like, that's not really fruit that we eat all the time. If you do, great, go for it.
Yeah.
But you have to know yourself, know what you're going to eat, and spend your money wisely. And when you do go to Costco and the big box places like that, Costco, Sam's Club, I don't know if there's other ones out there, but those are the two that come to my mind. Shop responsibly.
And mindfully, like, you don't want to just throw your money away.
Yeah.
You know, we've gotten to a point now where we don't end up throwing food away, which was my goal, is to get to a point where we're not throwing food away, because we did that a lot. You know, we'd go to Costco and we'd do this big shopping haul at Costco and look at all the money we saved and it's so great and all this and that. And then 2 weeks later, we're filling the trash can full of half the stuff we bought at Costco because it's gone bad.
Yep.
So we didn't save any money because we threw it out.
Yeah.
So in an RV, and if you're living in an RV, you don't have this problem because you're probably buying smaller portions anyway. But for those of you working to minimize and save money, that's one way to do that.
Yep.
If you're gonna buy spices and you buy a thing of cinnamon that's this big, as big as my head at Costco, are you gonna use it before it goes bad?
Probably not.
Are you gonna use a 15-pound bag of rice before it goes bad? We're not. You know, but we've bought them before thinking that we would, and we didn't. So just think about that as far as minimalizing, because now it's taking up space in your house and then you're throwing it away, and so that's costing you money.
Yep. All right, number 9, check your cell phone bill. So one of the big things that we have found is that you know, your cell phone bill starts to creep up on you and you never realize it. And there's,
I just pay it, and then I think,
or you auto debit it. Maybe it's being auto debited from your account. Hey, there goes that auto debit thing again.
Yeah.
Check your cell phone bill, because it, you know, it
sneaks up
on you, because they start adding little random fees, and this promotion dropped off and that promotion dropped off,
or this policy changed. This happened to us recently. I had my same iPhone for 4 years.
Yeah.
It wasn't during the time when you leased a phone from them. It was one of those times where we got the phone from them before we had to lease it. So it was our phone. And then all of a sudden, our phone bill went up about $30 a month, and I couldn't figure out why. And it was because they started charging me $30 a month to use the phone I already had.
Yeah. Because they said, well, it's an iPhone, so it's on a lease. And it's like, no.
No, it was never on a lease.
Oh.
And then, so you have to check those, just check things like that, you know, or your cable bill, the same thing, you know, if your cable bill starts creeping up, what are they charging you for? And if something went up, do you really need it?
Yep.
So that's a good way to minimize your money going out.
Yep.
Number 10 is declutter pet items. So toys, blankets, clothes, leashes, collars, bowls, all those kinds of things. We know we have a lot of pets in this house. We have 7 now. And so we know they have a lot of toys. I just went through at Christmas, the dogs have a basket for all their toys, and I went through all the toys that they don't like because they didn't like the noise. They didn't like that kind of whatever it was that someone gave them. They never played with it. I got rid of all those. We're donating those to the dog shelter that's down close to us. My dogs have a lot of clothes. Yes, they have a lot of clothes. Yes, they do. I went through the ones that didn't fit them anymore, and I was gonna get rid of them, but now I'm gonna give them to the puppy, the boy ones, but the Pixels girl ones, those will get donated. Collars they've outgrown. You know, you keep them in a drawer somewhere. Leashes that you're not using anymore, you keep them in a drawer. Harnesses, all those things. I know so many people that throw those in a drawer. Get rid of them. You don't need them. They're just taking up space now.
Yep.
Bowls that are cracked. Bowls that that you don't use anymore because you have pet bowls in a certain spot and you just leave them in there and you never reach for those bowls. Get rid of them. You know, all that kind of stuff. Just anything you're not using, get rid of it.
Yep.
Whether it's your pets or it's your stuff, just what we've done since January 1st is we've gone through, and as I pick something up in the kitchen, for instance, a spoon, I think, okay, well, you know, this, like we found a plate the other day that was cracked, got rid of the plate. It had been cracked forever. We just never got rid of it. Cups, same thing. Oh, it has a chip in it, get rid of it. Those kinds of things. And now we're really starting to be mindful of that, because now we're in the house. We're down to a point where we can really see that because we don't have as much stuff in the house, hardly at all.
Yeah.
So we're going through those things, and that's the kind of thing you can do on a daily basis. If you pick up a spoon, you pick up a fork, a cup, a bowl, a plate, a pan that the Teflon's coming off of, start just getting rid of them as you see them. Because if you put them back in your cabinet, it's going to be, you know, however much longer before you pick them back up and think, oh yeah, I need to get rid of that. Get rid of it right then.
Yep.
And one of the things we do is we have a box in the house, just sits in the house all the time, says donations on it. So if he finds stuff, when he's just going through stuff, he can drop stuff in there. Ryan finds stuff, he can drop stuff in the box. I find stuff, I just drop it in the box. When the box is full, it gets donated.
Yeah.
And that's an easy way to not have to make a day of it. Just as you go through your everyday life, donate, donate, donate.
Yep.
So hopefully that helps you guys with a little bit more minimalizing. We got rid of 50%, actually probably 60% of our Christmas decor since wrapping up Christmas. So what took 2.5 truckloads to get home all the Christmas gear and decor and trees and everything took 1 truckload back. And so we're in good shape.
Yeah.
The only things that we kept were things that we're not sure if we'll be able to use in the RV. We're not sure if my brother and sister are going to want them, or my daughter. So we put those in storage for now. Next year we'll see what works in the RV and what doesn't. Whatever doesn't, we'll give them first shot at it, and then that stuff will go too.
Yep.
So hopefully that helps. If you guys have any other questions about minimalizing, please hit us up, because we enjoy answering questions about minimalizing, because we're really having a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
It feels really good to get rid of stuff.
Yep.
It really
For sure.
It really does. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Give us a thumbs up. And what's that? Oh, hit that bell so you'll know when we put out new videos. And
that's it.
is that it? Okay, that's it.
All right.
Talk to you guys later.
See you next week.
Bye.